Welcome, welcome everyone to the 97th edition of the Home Theater Hub. As usual, we have our guests here. Mr. Ike, what's going on, sir? Our co-host. I don't know why I said guest.
Guest, yeah.
Oh, just
I'm a
because
guest on
my bad.
my own
You
show
were-
too. So
my bad. You were a guest last week.
all it took for me was just to miss one show, and now I'm relegated to guest mode. Well, it's always good to be a guest on the show. Thanks for having me back.
it's gonna be one of those shows, huh?
Shots fired early. Shots
Yeah.
fired early.
Like, wait,
We're not even a
damn,
minute in yet.
man. Did you say 6 years or something to Don or what, man? Like, man.
No, Ike seems to got his the gremlins out of his internet. At least we're knocking on wood for right now, right? So
Hey,
he seemed to get the gremlins out of the internet this week. So welcome back, Ike.
it's good to be back.
and then of course we got.
Good to be back as a
You just
guest.
say I hate you.
Either way. it's good
That
to be
was
back.
under his breath too. What's going on, Paul? How you been, sir?
Apparently, I haven't been promoted to guest yet, so not as good as Ike. So, but I am here.
And then this week we have Eric from AVS Forum. Eric's an editor on AVS Forum, and we were so he so lucky he graciously invited us to do a podcast of his own a couple weeks back. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go over to the AVS Forum YouTube channel and check out where we recap Cedia. So we'll bring that up a little bit later. But how you doing, Eric?
I'm doing great. It's Thursday night. I normally watch this show, never actually join, so I'm actually excited to be here and kind of just shoot the shit with you guys.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, we had a fantastic time at Cedia and meeting you there, and then obviously doing the Cedia after show with you on the AVS Forum YouTube channel too. So I mean, I just want to say first of all, thank you for even considering us to take part in that. So that was a great honor for sure.
No, thank you. Thank you for joining. That was a great episode. I think a lot of people liked it too. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's going on, Chuck? Man, I left Chuck's house last night at I don't know. We walked out the door. It was like 9:15, and I think by the time I finally got in the car, it was like 10:30. So I left Chuck's house. So for me, this past week, it's been I did get to watch one movie. We'll get to that, but this past week has been a business trip for me, which I then turned into pleasure. So I got to partake in a couple home theater tours, which was pretty awesome. So I wound up going to Benny's house. Benny came on I think it was last week or the week prior to talk about the Ava remote and the what other remote did he have? The unfolded circle or something?
Unfolded circle.
Yeah, so he had both remotes. So basically I had a business trip that I had to take for work, and it was in the Orlando area. So I reached out to Benny and I said, "Hey, I'm coming up, and we kind of talked about it prior, but I didn't know if I was going to be feeling well enough because, as you guys know, I was super sick last week. So I'm glad that I was able to recover enough to go over to Benny's and not contaminate his whole house. So, but yeah, so I reached out to him on Monday saying, "Hey, I'm going to be coming in around 4:00." And he says, "Oh, I got another guest here too. They're going to come by to us." "Oh, what time they coming by?" He's like, 9:30 or so. And I said, "Oh, okay, I see." I said, "Well, I'll see you around 4 or so." So my trainings weren't until Tuesday through Thursday. So I wound up getting there, and the guy we've met him before at M-Wave, and so Eric was there. He's one of Youth Man's Patreons. He's always on his Patreon channel and stuff like that. So got to see Eric again at Benny's house. We did some demos and stuff. I think I was at Benny's house for maybe an hour and a half or so. But on my way up to Orlando, I called Chuck. I'm like, hey, I heard through the grapevine that you got a visitor coming. He's like, yeah, I got Eric coming over, and I said, oh man, I'm gonna have to. I'm since I'm up here, I'm probably gonna have to make the trip too. He said, yeah, come on over. So I was able to go to his house last night. So man, just a fantastic. And then Benny actually joined me at Chuck's last night too. So him and Eric went to Youth Man's, and then Benny then drove from Youth Man to Chuck's house, and Eric had actually visited Chuck's house the day before. So yeah, man. I mean, it was just good times, like Benny says here. It was great to hang out with like-minded people, and it was great. And I tell you what, if Benny's gracious enough to let you come over, he's done a fantastic job aesthetically with that theater. I mean, it just looks beautiful when you walk in there. The pictures and stuff just don't do it justice. And then on top of that, the sound and the way he's got everything blended in, just phenomenal. And same thing with Chuck. Chuck's theater is just, I mean, he just installed new RBHs in his room, and I'm telling you what, man, those things are some powerhouses. He was playing it at like I think -10. And I'm telling you, it was all I wanted. You know, it was everything and all that I wanted. And so we got to sit down with Chuck, and I actually showed him how to use the Kaleidoscape app instead of turning the light on looking for the remote. So I showed him how to use the remote feature of the Kaleidoscape app, which is a fantastic feature if you don't know how to use it. But yeah, it was great. It was a good time.
So the real question is, did you get any work done
Well,
during the trip?
I got to attend my classes that I was there for sales classes. So we got to take care of that stuff. But yeah, it was good. It was a good trip overall. So how about you, Ike? How was your week?
All work, very little play. Watched a couple of TV shows, just regular stuff that I've been watching. But I do have Derek was actually in the chat and driving, so don't comment while you're driving. And yeah, I do have Derek stopping by this weekend.
Oh, there you go.
Probably with Taylor. So
Taylor's going to come by too?
yeah, I think that's part of the plan too. So I just called you out, Taylor. Yeah, so I'll be showing them.
He's gonna
they'll be
argue
coming out.
with me if Derek's not commenting. He's always willing to throw
Yeah,
something out there, you know.
yeah.
Like,
So how about you, Paul? How was your week, sir?
it was good. I basically am monitoring a large upgrade that I did. We had to revert back and then whatever. So now this week I'm monitoring. It was something I did like 2 years ago. Well, not 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, or a long time ago. And I was like, finally, it's like, oh, but so this week I'm watching bits and bytes, closely. Like,
So you're on call, huh?
nothing's happening. It's like, yeah, that's good. Knock on wood. That's everything's working. That's the way it's supposed to happen. So
Very good.
anyway.
So Eric, how was your week, sir?
My week was great. Went pretty quick. Finally got to watch a couple of movies that I haven't seen. So I watched Fantastic Four, the new one, and then watched Caught Stealing too. Just Caught Stealing, the one with Austin Butler.
I've never heard of that one.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, that one
No.
actually was really good. Like, I was kind of shocked. I don't remember who
Caught
directed
stealing.
that.
I'm pulling it up now. Let's see here. Let's share it here.
Is it action? I don't even know.
Caught stealing. Here we go.
Crime.
It's like, yeah, I would say it's like action, sort of drama.
Oh,
84 on Rotten Tomatoes, so not bad, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
it's all the Bad Bunny fans, man. I just saw it has Bad Bunny.
Yeah, it's got Bad Bunny in it. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
no, I've never seen the trailer for that one, so I'm definitely gonna have to put that on the wish list on the Kaleidoscape now. Is it on Kaleidoscape?
Yeah, it's on Kaleidoscape now.
Nice.
Yeah, I missed
I'm-
it in theaters. It didn't do too well in theaters, so I was like, oh, I wonder if it's not good or what. And then we watched it and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like, I was pleasantly surprised, which makes for a good movie.
yeah, I see it right here. Let's see, $29.99 right now. Whoo!
Is that to buy or a rental?
That's the buy. That's
Okay.
the buy. $19.95 to rent right now on Kaleidoscape. So I guess is it still in theaters?
I guess maybe.
It
Maybe
might
not. I
still
know
be
it
in
came out
theaters.
like
If you're
August.
renting it for $19.99, it might still be in
Okay.
be in theaters. So,
Yeah, so I enjoyed
but
that.
so it's something you would recommend for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Caught Stealing. Fantastic Four was all right. I had higher hopes for that one.
Oh, see, I heard good things about that one. I heard that the soundtrack was pretty good.
The end, I won't give away any spoilers, but the end had, some decent bass, some decent low end. But the movie itself was, let me put it this way, it was the best Fantastic Four movie that I've seen. But that's not saying much.
How many have you seen? It sounded,
How many did they have? Four,
it
three?
sounded like
Three or four?
one of one.
I totally can respect that comment because that's the type of comment I would make. It's like the best one I've seen, but it's
Yeah.
fantastic. The comment. Who read the comics? I mean, there was, because I don't know. It's just one of those like, what's your superpower?
Yeah.
Can talk to animals in the sea. The comics weren't, that good to Stretchy and, talking to sea life and, certain, certain things, it's like, come on now.
So you're
Fire's
telling me you didn't
cool.
like Aquaman?
A rock. Oh, Aquaman, the movies.
Yeah,
Like
the first,
they're-
at least the first one. The second one was garbage.
No, they're totally cooler than the comics, dude. Like that's the funny part about it. It's like, no one was
Yeah.
like, I'm a big.
I don't know how they've made
Fuck.
4 different Fantastic Fours out of the comics, man. Like, where are you finding this from?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like,
I mean, if you're going to compare it, look at how many Supermans there are. I mean,
oh god,
That's true. What did you
Yeah,
guys
but
think
at
of the
least
new
we
one?
all wanted to
Superman-
be Superman growing up.
Superman
you ever
was
wanna
like
be-
what?
Did you ever want to be Aquaman growing up?
oh, I wanted to
hope
be one of the Wonder Twins.
Yeah, Wonder Twins. How about Planet Power or something? Something like that. What? That's
Voltron. I wanted to be
that's
part
all
of
I'm-
Voltron, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, now Voltron was different. I love me some Voltron. I like, but that's different. That wasn't superhero. That was more
No.
space. But yeah,
It's all
I-
about
don't
He-Man.
don't be dogging on my Voltron.
No, man, I love
Voltron's
Voltron. There's no
good.
dog in there.
He-Man was my own thing. not
One thing I didn't
Voltron.
watch was Thundercats. I couldn't get into Thundercats.
I get that. Yeah, I could see that.
So-
But I did watch Thundercats. Anyway.
I was a fan of Space Ghost.
Oh, Space
Oh
Ghost. Yeah,
wow! Yeah. That's
Yes.
funny.
definitely Space
Yeah.
Ghost. Yes.
I watched Johnny Quest, and then if you watch Johnny Quest, you should be watching the Venture Brothers, which is
I didn't watch I did watch Johnny Quest, but not the Venture Brothers.
it's a whole total spoof.
Johnny
Like
Bravo.
the whole thing is this. Yeah, if you didn't watch Johnny Quest, you probably don't appreciate the Venture Brothers near as much
No.
as what you could.
Yeah, I didn't start getting into Johnny Quest till later, once I got older and understood it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyway, so what did you
So-
watch this week there, Don?
so I watched a Gerard Butler film, so that's action.
Okay.
right?
All right. Was he flexing or was
Shooting
he?
up stuff. Breaking
Uh,
stuff.
So I watched Plane with
Oh.
Gerard Butler. Basically, their plane goes down into a hostile territory. Let's just put it that
It's
way.
always a hostile territory.
Well,
So, but yeah,
It
so
never just lands on a runway somewhere.
Right?
Always a
well,
hostile-
it
Lands in
was on
Hawaii
a
or
runway, but it was in like some like pirate islands and stuff like that. So yeah, it was actually fairly good. For I wasn't expecting much. So I was actually surprised with the surround sound and the track itself. It had some decent explosions, and the gunshots were really good. So yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it if if you don't have Fantastic Four to watch this.
I
So,
will say Fantastic Four is probably better than Plane, though.
did you watch Plane?
I have seen Plane. I have
Oh,
seen Plane.
okay, yeah. So I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with the just Netflix in itself, and I talked about this last week, right? I was just pleasantly surprised of how they're doing Atmos, through streaming, and it's actually coming through very well. So, and then one other movie that I watched, I kind of talked about it last week, but me and my wife, we finished it up, and it's this Amy Schumer, Kind of Pregnant. Dude, I'm telling you, I've been jonesing for a comedy for a long time, and I literally laughed my ass off. It didn't get good scores, you can see, but I laughed my ass off at this movie, the whole entire way through. So I thought it was funny. I like Amy Schumer, so if you don't like her, maybe you're not gonna like this, but yeah, it was funny to me. So if you got nothing to do on a Saturday, or by all means check it out. It was funny. I mean, me and my wife actually were laughing out loud. That's how funny I thought it was. So
Is this a new movie?
yeah, so it's 2025. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
So yeah, so definitely, just if you're looking for a comedy, because I mean, I think we've been starving for decent comedies for the past couple of years, right? And respectively so, a lot of people don't want to attack or don't want to take on the challenge of a comedy within fear of offending people and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, I would definitely recommend it, and I recommend Plane too. I mean, it's a good B movie. Plane is a good B movie, So
Yeah. It's one of those movies you just watch and turn off your brain and just enjoy it.
mhm.
I love those type of movies. Yeah,
Absolutely.
sometimes. Yeah.
So, Paul, what about you, sir? I know Paul was generous enough to talk to me for about 2 hours going to Chuck's the other day. So I know you got some surprises over there.
Oh yeah, I got all kinds of stuff. But this is gonna be my drink for tonight.
There we go. What does it say? It's the camera's not quirk.
Oops. Quack.
Is that grapefruit?
No, it's
Not
see.
focusing.
Oh, seltzer, Clementine,
Cream pop. Okay.
Okay.
Clementine. So
The only thing
anyway.
encouraging there, it says 4.0.
Yeah. Well, I gotta take it light today because I went to my local place and apparently I got like 3 or 4 free beers, big 16 ounce.
So you're already pre-gamed.
But I started with a 32 ounce. So it's like, God damn, man. It's like I gotta go light tonight on the show. But what did I watch? I watched Sinners.
What'd you think of that?
I love that movie.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to watch it because of the demos at Cedia. But as far as the movie, I love the movie.
Nice.
And I'm not a big horror, scary movie type of person, but I was like, oh, it's a vampire movie. It's like, oh, okay. I love that movie. It was cool. I'm horrible at remembering stuff. What else did I watch? Man, I don't even remember. I bought a ton of movies this week, and I'm like, oh man, it's drowning out on what else I watched. There's another movie that everybody's probably already seen. But I really liked Sinners. That's the one that I remember watching. That was really good. Gosh, damn. It's like I need to yell at Jessica. What else did we fucking watch?
You're
I
gonna have to start writing this
I
down,
think we
Paul.
watched like
There she
we
goes.
watched 3 movies, and I don't fucking remember what all I watched. It's like, damn. I should. That's why I should take notes, man. I should take notes. But Sinners, I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. It was a pretty wild movie.
Is it any of? I know that you told me in our my 2-hour drive to Chuck's. You told me you got some new physical in too, right?
I commented and said what we watched.
Ah, there we go.
Oh shit, she should be. I'm not even reading the comments. What the fuck did we watch? God damn. See, I have to read my own comments.
Where's she at? Bring her in. Let's.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Jessica.
Oh, that's too. Oh, I totally forgot about
That is
Megan.
one heck of a lineup.
Oh, that's
from
funny.
Sinners to Megan to Jurassic Park.
Yes,
You
yes.
were all over the damn place.
And I love Megan because okay,
You're preparing for Megan 2.0.
yes, that's the only reason I got that is because Jeremy Daily Hi-Fi, I don't know if you know him. Anyways, he said that the Megan 2.0 was like, oh, they didn't take it serious. They leaned more into the comedy. I was like, I was like, oh, I have to watch the first one now.
So, Paul, why are you even on this show right now?
Well, why do you think she's not wearing pants? I'm tired. I'm wore out.
Please don't stand up, Paul. I'm even more concerned now.
Yeah, exactly. You see this? This is the,
Just
thank
keep the
Trinoff
camera
that
up
we're
and
covered.
don't stand
today.
up.
We're covered because of Trinoff. Yes, Megan was. I like that too. I was like, God, I don't even remember. I really liked the movie Sinners though. That was a really cool movie. But yeah, Megan, Jurassic Park. Oh my God. I think me and Jessica were kind of the same. I was like, oh my God, they just did every trope. It was like, oh, we got to do this scene. It was like a bunch of people just like, oh, everybody liked this in this Jurassic Park, so let's put it in here.
Just put it
Oh,
in
they
there.
like this. Let's put it in there. And it to me, I'm
Which
just
Jurassic Park did you watch?
like, the Rebirth,
Oh, okay.
the
Okay,
new
let's-
one,
okay.
and I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is so lame. It's lame. That's the best. It's not a horrible movie. It's like Fast and Furious 25, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, it's another dinosaur movie, but it was so obvious. Like, okay, let's do the. Oh, we almost get bit. We barely escape velociraptors. We do everything that's in, all the others that people like. Basically, is what they try to do is like, hey, this is what everybody talks about in this Jurassic Park. This is what everybody talks about in this one. This is what everybody talks about in this one. And they just put it in this one, but no real correlation. And it's like, you can't force, hey, everybody, let's talk about this scene that's so amazing, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just the scene that makes it, it's the whole build up to it, and then the climactic, action, and then it going on that makes the scene. It's always little bitty scenes that even the whole production doesn't know, oh, that's what everyone remembers out of this scene. Like, we were just trying to segue to this other thing. And they basically tried to force all of that into this new
Into the-
Jurassic
yeah.
Park one. And I'm like, fail. Come on, bro. you can't do that. That does not work. We know you just know when it's forced. You know what I mean? And you just can't do it. It's just like, okay, whatever. But at the same time, okay, it is still those things, right? Those cool action scenes, but it's, it's just like, okay, it's not as memorable. There's nothing memorable about that one, And like
Right,
Megan, Megan, again, I forgot. I don't even watch those 2 movies. But
Yeah, I think Megan 2.0 just came out in Kaleidoscape, I believe.
friggin' opening scene of Megan, the first one, I was laughing my ass off. And I was like, oh man, But after that, I was like, oh, it's not near as funny. Like, oh, I thought the rest of this was going to be funny because someone else said, oh, they leaned more into the comedy into the second one, Jeremy. And I was like, oh, well, then now I got to watch the first one now. And I do have the second one. And I bought a whole bunch of other movies. I got F1. I finally bought
There you
F1.
go.
Nice.
All right, for all us oldies.
Oh, Casablanca.
Nice.
I have that being delivered tomorrow.
It's not, it's not, sound.
Yeah,
of
mine
music.
is getting delivered tomorrow.
Okay, now a lot of people might
Casablanca.
not know this one.
Star Man.
Yeah,
That was on Amazon, right?
Now.
I saw it.
I'm gonna just show this and see if people know what this is. Let's see who knows this.
Hmm.
Any of you know this?
Is that a
Is that-
steel book?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes. See, I knew Eric was cool.
That's a steel book too, right?
Yeah, so was Starman.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not a steelbook collector. My buddy McCoy is. This is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's an anniversary thing, and they did the 4K re-release, and they have a sing-along. And if you don't know Rocky Horror Picture Show, you won't necessarily understand that that's a big deal. You know, that's a pretty cool movie. And I'm actually thinking, since they have the 4K and they have the sing-along with this edition as well. I mean, they've had sing-alongs before, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have people come to my house, not next weekend, but the weekend after, not this weekend, but the weekend after for my birthday. And they're going to have to come dressed as Rocky Horror Picture
Oh,
Show.
that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
That will be cool.
Jessica's like, oh, you got to be Golden Boy. I was like, my abs aren't near as good as they were. But, okay.
You
Yeah.
can always draw those on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll have to do.
You can 3D print them.
Oh, yeah, that's a
There you
good
go.
idea. Yeah, there you go.
3D print you some.
That is not a good idea.
No, you just put a little strap that way the
3D printed
shirt.
abs, man.
Hey, there's a whole genre of 3D printed prosthetics.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that one out.
Yeah, that's on the other. That's on the paid channel.
That's
Yeah,
what Ike's paid channel.
That's members only channel. There.
So, Ike, how about yourself, sir? Any movies? You said it was mainly work. Were you able to partake in any?
I was just catching up on TV shows. Just
What
regular.
TV shows you check out?
Murdoch Mysteries. It's my newfound Canadian TV show.
Murder mysteries?
Murdoch.
Murdoch mysteries.
Yeah, Murdoch.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost the Sherlock Holmes of Canada, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's about say, it's really, really intriguing, and
Might
There's
have
a
to
lot of
check that
stuff.
Murdoch
out.
was a
Yeah.
series back in the day. Murdoch.
yeah, there's a lot of science and stuff, and you learn about a lot of the inventions and all the.
You looking to off somebody? You're trying to brush up on it?
He took a while to answer.
Yeah.
I had
It's
to
like,
think.
No, I got that
Trying to
part
brush up on
down.
your
It's
forensics.
all, I've been watching Breaking Bad to figure out how to dispose of the evidence.
I actually had to think about it, because why lie about it? Yeah, you should lie about it on camera.
Absolutely. Well, look, we just want to check in with the chat. So want to say thank you for everyone. We got Johnny, we got C Big, we got Benny in the chat. Thanks again, Benny, and Chuck. C Big is Chuck. Thank you guys for your gracious hospitality of letting me come over and check out your theaters. Both of them were just absolutely amazing. Really loved both of them, and the great thing about them is that they both have similar qualities, but they're also different in aesthetics, and they both work really well. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. We got MFK Home Theater, Johnny E in the house, Rich. What's going on, Rich? Thank you so much for joining again. We got Dana Dent. Let's see, Wade. Wade is always showing up late and asked to start over. So, sure, Wade, let me rewind for you.
Some
So-
things you don't want to see twice.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we got Taylor and Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for helping Paul's poor memory. We appreciate you being in the chat. And thank you for not wearing pants.
I know. I was like, God dang, man, my subscriber count just almost went up to 2 million. And she's like, nah.
And then we got Andrew in the chat also. And I know I missed somebody. I missed Derek. Yeah, Derek. Derek's driving back, so he says he can't comment a whole lot. But thank you for listening on your drive, Derek. Appreciate you so much.
He would definitely.
And
comment
we're
on no
crushed.
pants.
So
Did I miss someone else?
probably somebody who
Probably missed a
hasn't
bunch of
commented.
people.
Ah,
There's more people watching, but thanks for
yeah,
watching.
absolutely. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. So, Eric, what's going on, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself, let's see. Well, I would say that I'm a huge home theater enthusiast.
Okay.
Out here in Vegas. Kind of got into home theater when I moved out here in Vegas. Like I've always kind of been in home theater, always kind of been in it like TVs and stuff, and then like sound systems. And then finally, when we moved out here in Vegas, it was time to buy a house, and that's kind of when I just dove, all the way in, learned everything about home theater, even got a job at one of the local home theater companies out here, and learned a lot, and kind of been stuck in this hobby. It's a never-ending hobby, like they say. So, yeah, just enjoying every step of it.
So those of you that are just joining us, Eric is he's actually an editor, right? You're an editor for AVS Forums.
For AVS Farm, yeah.
So tell me about that a little bit, because look, I'll be honest with you, I don't like to read. So I do YouTube.
Is it that you don't like to, or you don't know how to?
Both. See, as you could tell, I couldn't pronounce people's names over here when I was calling them out. No, I have frequented AVS forums, not nowhere near as much as some of the your regulars and stuff like that. But if I'm having difficulty with something, I definitely will go on AVS forum and research. The biggest thing for me is with AVS forum is, like, I guess I don't personally know how to navigate it a whole lot, right? So when I'm looking for the answer and it's a thread from a year ago and there's 500 posts, I don't want to just keep hitting next. I need to know how to get all the way to the end, to the most recent shit. You know what I mean? So
It's literally a button on the page to just say latest.
see, I that's what I said. I don't know. It's my ignorance, right? I can't read that, apparently. So tell us about the position that you hold there, and what made you want to work for AVS Forum.
Yeah, definitely. So so AVS Forum, as an editor, I do a lot of reviews, like constantly pumping out reviews. I'm working, and shameless plug here, I'm working with Kaleidoscape with their Filmmaker Spotlight series. We just did an interview with Ron, I'm going to butcher his last name.
Jeremy.
No.
Wow.
That was
Sorry.
butchering it with, but without.
Sorry. We're back to home theater. My bad.
Last name is Bartlett, and he's the audio engineer, and he's done movies for he did both the audio for both Dunes. He did Blade Runner 2049, Heat. So kind of got to ask him, questions about, how does he mix his movies, what he's looking for in the low end, all that stuff. So that was really cool. That interview goes live tomorrow. So
I'm
shameless
gonna have
plug,
to
if you
watch
want to
that.
read it, yeah, it goes
See,
live
I'll watch
tomorrow.
the YouTube version.
There ain't gonna be a YouTube version for this one.
We'll translate it for him. Don't worry.
No, I'm just joking. No, I definitely have to check that out. For sure. That's going to go up on AVS Forum.
Yeah, it'll be on AVS Forum. It'll be on the homepage tomorrow.
Okay,
So
awesome.
keep an eye out for that. And basically, I saw that AVS Forum was looking for an editor. When was this? 4 or 5 years ago. And I figured, like many other, home theater enthusiasts, you're going to pay me to review products and have them in my house and check them out. Like, that's a dream job right there. Like,
Heck yeah.
so they say, when you really like something, you're never working. And that's honestly the truth is I'm never working. Like, yeah, I'm working, but I'm never working. I got to test out new projectors. I get to, new speakers, new TVs, all that stuff. So it's always the funnest part. So.
Very good. So what like, I mean, is this something you went to school for? Are you in were you like an English major or anything like that?
No, before this, I did email marketing, for the casinos out here in Vegas, and then, yeah, and then I worked at a home theater company, a local store out here, and that's where I kind of learned how to, do everything like program control for, set up speakers, proper toe, all that stuff. Learn how to calibrate. So that's kind of where I got my background, and then that's just transferred over to, AVS Forum as well.
Okay. Now, does AVS Forum, does that have like your own like section for your reviews and stuff like that?
Not really. There is a forum section that's just like for editors and everybody that works at AVS Forum, but I normally put my reviews in the different sections. So, like for example, I just did a one of the Epson Life Studio Flex Plus lifestyle projectors. So that goes into the projectors under 3000 category.
Okay.
And it's kind of just mixed in.
Yeah, I see that you got I'll just share here real quick. Share screen. So I just looked up your name on AVS Forum and it brought you up here. So, or maybe somebody was asking a question to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so what are some of the projects that you're working on?
So let's see. So I just finished the Epson Life Studio Flex Plus projector, the lifestyle projector. That was really good for the price. I did the Valerian Max review not too long ago. I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
You finally finished it.
I finally finished it. Yeah. It's a hell of a projector.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have I done? I'm currently doing the 1523 Arendelle speakers. I have the bookshelves in. Those sound, I'm sorry, the 1528s. Those sound amazing.
Yeah, I've heard fantastic things about the Arundel's. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've heard I was only able to hear the monitors at M-Wave, the big ones, but I've not heard the other ones. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about those speakers.
Yeah, it's a great speaker. It's more of a neutral sounding speaker, but it's one of those speakers where you could play at reference levels, and I mean you can just listen to it all day and you're not gonna feel fatigue at all, which is pretty crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, so those are the ones that I'm currently working on. Yeah. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you, I guess, how did you get into home theater? What made you say, hey, this is something that not only that I want to work in, I want to, do my daily duties with, but what was one of your first experiences that made you say, hey, I got to have a home theater at my house and I want to work in this industry?
I think the first, just kind of growing up. So we've always been the whole household, my brother, my whole family, we've always been movie buffs. So growing up, it was always, Friday night, we're either going to the movies or we're watching movies. My dad was into TVs back in the day. So he would always have, a decent sized TV, and then just watching movies on it and trying to get the best experience you can at home without actually having to go to the theater, but even going to the theater and trying to bring that, in. So kind of growing up with that, it was always like, okay, so I need to have a nice TV and I need to have a nice speaker system. And that kind of expanded like, okay, so that's how it sounded at, the theater. How do I get that here at my house? And then, just moving from different apartments to different apartments, you can't really have a sound system in the apartment. So we, have a sound bar, or like we had that Sony in a box the one that it was like a DVD player. It was like a 5.1 system or something like that. So that kind of got me into sound. Yeah, and then just kind of growing along with it. Like I love, like I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, TV. Like I actually, I was at the barbershop the other day, and he was talking about, he asked what I did. So I was kind of talking to him about what I do, and he goes, well, when you have a TV, aren't the black levels just the same on every TV? Like, isn't it the same? And it's like, no, not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
Not even close. I'm like, dude, you know, it's so different. And he's like, I think he had like a Vizio on. Nothing against Vizio. He's like, yeah, I have this Vizio, and I don't see the difference between this Vizio and, you know, I think Best Buy had like a $6,000 Sony TV. Like, I don't see a difference here. I'm like, well, then it's a good thing that you're enjoying the Vizio, because there's a massive difference.
Absolutely.
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
If
if
only-
you can't see them side by side, there's something
But there's
going on.
nothing-
Exactly.
Hey,
If only
you're
I thought like that,
if
I
you're
would have had
enjoying
a lot more
the
money.
content that you're consuming. You know, that's all that matters. You
Yep.
know?
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
sure.
I mean, if all you're watching is what's that show that Jessica watches? The Rose with the dating show.
The Bachelor.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
Juan was on it. He knows.
it's now the Golden Bachelor, I believe.
Yeah, if that's all you're watching, then sure. Yeah, Vizio is great. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it's all about the content.
I was gonna say, as long as you're enjoying the experience, I guess that's all that matters. I wish I was like
Really
that. I
all
wish I can look at a TV and be like, get into the movie. But even now these days, I'm like, what is that going on? Or, you know, what's
Well,
this
and-
blooming
and-
right here?
And I sometimes, you know, and in all seriousness, right? Like I'll equate that to, because some people are like, oh, you're just joking, you're making fun. But the reality is, okay, so like if you race, right? You can race a 240 mile an hour Indy car, or you can race a max 40 mile an hour go-kart, right? Sometimes it's funner to race and try to get the best performance out of the little 40 mile an hour max, because you're still racing, it's still a competition, you're still having fun,
Exactly.
right? But you know, there's a lot more involved at 240 miles an hour versus 40 miles an hour, and there's a lot more people that you can talk to and have fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, if you're on an indie team, you're not brushing shoulders with, you know, just anybody saying, oh man, how'd you like the race today? No, they're all, you know, in a multi-million-dollar business. You know, they're busy, you know, so you know, it depends on where you're at in that, you know, whether or not you're having a good experience or not, right? Because and that's a lot of people, and like you, I'm curious. It sounds like you're not having this, but a lot of people that are curators or content creators, right? It's like, yeah, they're doing all this stuff, but behind the scenes, they're not really having fun. You know, it's like, man, I'm making commercial content. I'm working my ass off. I'm showing that I'm having fun. And I'm showing that all this stuff is enjoyable, but it's like, oh, if I see another speaker, I'm gonna friggin', you know, yeah, because that's a real thing, right?
Yeah,
And that's where it is. Hey, as long as you're enjoying,
How many amplifiers can you
that sounds
review,
like
right? I
me.
mean,
dude, yeah. You know, I've reviewed anywhere from a $10 to a $10 million amplifier. It's like,
Right.
okay, yeah, I've reviewed them all. Oh, here's another one. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna be somewhere between these.
But that's a
Yeah.
testament that, you know, if you're still having fun doing it, that you
Mhm.
really enjoy the hobby and you
That's
really
really
enjoy
what it's
it.
about.
you
That's
enjoy
really, really what it's about.
Exactly.
For
That's to me, that's the best feeling with your pants on, is sitting down with a new piece of equipment, if it's speakers or a TV or something, and turning it on for the first time and seeing how it is. Like,
Mhm.
there's no better feeling than that, because you really don't know. You're like, am I gonna be amazed? Am I gonna be like, oh, these kind of suck? But yeah, it's a great feeling.
And the good thing about you get, you know, and Ike and myself, we've had the pleasure of, you know, getting some items early and reviewing them and take it more so Ike than me, because I you know, I try not to edit videos, so I just do lives. But so he, it is fun, right? It's fun. Oh, I got the first, this is the first Zapedi, or this is the first, Arvolution, or when I unboxed my, my JVC, it's exciting, right? So
It is.
Mhm.
yeah, I was just checking out your Vision Master, your Valerian Vision Master Max Pro review here. So tell us a little bit about that. What did you like about it? If you could just obviously go to AVS Forum and read Eric's review about this projector. But what did you like about the Valerian? You said it was a good projector.
Yeah, so the Valerian does a lot of things that we're starting to see in that lifestyle, and I say lifestyle with quotation marks, projector category, because it's $5,000. I think it's $1,000 off if you pre-order it or something like that, or you could have gotten cheaper when it first when the Kickstarter first happened. But the black levels from a single chip DLP projector is it's insane. They introduced laser dimming on that. The Max has an iris, so it's not a dynamic iris, but there's still an iris, which does help with the black levels and contrast, which is pretty crazy. And then brightness, like there's nothing that beats a DLP projector as long as you're not sensitive to
The rainbow effect.
Yeah, the rainbow effect.
Yep.
And they also have the cool thing here is they also have a RBE reduction feature. It does make the projector a little bit louder, but it really does work. It's crazy. And I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes to make that happen, but it really does reduce rainbow effect.
Look at this. Look at this. Yes, Derek, I'm going to tell Paul that 3D is still alive. He made a comment earlier. For the fans of 3D content, the Max is fully 3D capable. See? I'm gonna tie that right in there.
What? Like what? Oh, man. 3D and Oro 3D. It's the 3D. I think 3D is automatic death sentence. Oro 3D. Just
I'm
3D.
waiting for 4D to come out.
I mean,
You might be waiting a little bit.
Look at
I'm
that
old
remote.
enough to have worn the red and blue. Is it what? My memory fails. I'm also too old to remember anything. Was it red and blue? The glasses?
Yeah, the old red and blue glasses. Yeah,
Yeah,
just like the
yeah,
plastic film ones.
yeah. They had that at drive-ins too, but I don't think at the time people understood that, with my vision that just didn't work. So
Right.
I was just like, I don't get it. It's just blurry. What is happening?
Oh man.
Oh man, that
Yeah, so
movie.
You guys, make sure you come over here to AVS Forum and check out Eric's articles. I was able to look it up by searching his name, and it brought him up. So let's see if it's got any more.
Yeah, if you go under articles, you'll see all my
Yeah, there you go.
all my recent stuff.
See, that's a quick way to get to it.
Yeah.
So
we got the reviews. We're giving away a LG Cinebeam S projector. We have our Front Row podcast.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just had the Nakamichi in, which was
yeah. How'd you like that?
I really liked it. It's a sound bar by name only. It's massive. So it's a home theater system in a sound bar package. Very, very wide soundstage. Subs are really good for what they are for the price. And you get the Atmos effect with those speakers going from the bar and the surround speakers. It actually worked really well.
11.2.
It's
Look
not
at
as
that.
big as the Steinway Model S.
Don's favorite soundbar.
That was as wide as one at 85.
I mean,
Oh,
look
yeah,
at that
Don-
thing now.
Don ordered like 2 of those, I think. The Steinways.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
as
crazy. Look
wide
at
as an
that.
85-inch TV.
What's the price point on this?
I think it's $2,500, but I've seen it on sale for $2,000.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
dude, that's
I need to get something like this for my bedroom.
yeah.
It's a beast. It's a beast of a system, both in performance and in size.
So I was looking at the Sony system. The what is it called? The it's the 4 speakers that they have.
Oh, the theater quad.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
That's a great system as well.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wasn't a big fan was you have to have a Phantom center. So
Correct. Yeah.
I personally don't like that. I know a lot of people don't mind it, but the speakers themselves are great. The whole system is great.
It kind of makes sense because if you're doing a sound bar, you're assuming that, hey, I got a small space, I'm really close. And I mean, if you're really close, does it really matter? But
Yeah.
at the same time, my question is on this Nakamichi, does it have subwoofer outputs on it? It says 11.2, but does it have it
I
where
don't-
you can add your own subwoofers? Because that to me is like, seriously, most people like high end, like most people are happy with their TV speakers, right? So, but people that are chasing like, oh man, I want like this amazing system. If they did a sound bar which adds some vocal clarity, and then they were able to add as many subwoofers or a subwoofer that they could do a crossover on, even if it's just a subwoofer that only goes down to 30 hertz, but they could make
I think
it
it's wireless
way
though.
louder.
It is
They do have
wireless, yeah.
subwoofers that are wireless.
Oh, so you can add wireless subwoofers.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
pretty cool. So that's
Well, no,
kind of like the
it
Sonus.
comes with the wireless subwoofers. The system that does have a sub out though is the Klipsch Flexus 300 and the 200, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
a hell of a soundbar. And you can add 2 wired speakers. Technically, you could add 2 wired speakers with a wireless speaker, even though time alignment with that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But you can have 2 wired subwoofers, so you can. If you wanted to, you can get, an SVS sub to go with your Klipsch soundbar, which actually sounds really good. And then that soundbar also was the first soundbar that has Dirac on it, which was pretty awesome.
Oh wow, that's
Well, look at this, and he even gave it the AVS Top Choice Award.
Yeah, I was impressed. I reviewed the Nakamichi Shockwave a couple years ago, and I really liked it, but it wasn't as clear as I'd like it to be when it came to like music and stuff. This one really knocked it out of the park. Nakamichi did a
What
really good
about the
job.
Dragon? Did you ever have the Dragon in?
I didn't get a chance to do the Dragon. I know a lot of people like the Dragon though.
Mm-hmm.
so. This one does at least come with 2 subs, but
Yeah,
that's
comes
kind
with
of like
2 subs.
yeah, it's kind of like the Sonus, systems. It's like it's their subs, which I get that. It's like, hey, we don't want to, give release money where they could be buying our stuff, but
Yeah, for sure.
but if you're going to do your own, how many subs can you connect on this?
For this one, just the 2,
Just the 2,
just the 2
yeah.
that comes with the system.
Because if you're going to do it something like this, it's like, hey, allow people to just add as many subs as you want,
Many as many 9
have like
subs as you want.
6, many of subs, and it's like, yeah, then they get all the money, but then also it's like, oh man, yeah, my 80 hertz or 70 hertz or my kick drum is like 10 times louder than the regular audio.
And by the way, this is this one, the Front Row episode 8. That's the podcast that all of us were on to talk about the wrap up.
Is that why it's got so many low views?
Exactly. Exactly.
You
So-
people watch that. Wait, I think I watched. No.
Did you even watch it yourself?
Yeah.
That was a good episode. That was a
No,
good
I
episode.
enjoyed it. It was good, and and it was long too. We wound up going almost 3 hours or so.
Yeah.
So and I thought you were going to chop it up, but man, you let that thing run for sure.
It was a good conversation. I was like, there was too much. There was too much good information in there to chop it up.
So
You're
yeah,
just
make
like,
sure you
"Nope."
guys go over to and check out, search Eric, and then check out his reviews over on AVS Forum for sure.
Benny says that he has the Samsung Q990D. That's a great soundbar as well. It's a great system.
Man, so does Do you have to reach out to the brands, or are they mainly reaching out to you guys?
So when I first started, I was reaching out to everybody. Like that was kind of the biggest thing because nobody knew who I was or anything.
Right,
And
right.
we did have help with the company behind, ABS Forum, and he was kind of introducing me to some people. But a lot of these companies didn't know who I was, and they weren't sure if I was actually like gonna
Yeah.
be a good writer or anything like that. So they were a little unsure. And I remember my first review was the Focal Batiste headphones. The ones you're wearing, Don.
Mm-hmm.
And going back and reading that review, I actually saw it the other day and I was like, wow, this is actually a really short review. Like I was still kind of getting my footing. So like
Right.
as the years progressed, I get better and better.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, the more you
now-
learn, the more you understand because this is a niche hobby, right? And it's like you want to say your first part of, hey, here's your average consumer, right? But then since these are niche, everything we do is niche. You still want to broaden to the detail, and it's like the more you learn, the more it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
everybody's different, right?
I need to
You-
talk about this for this people or this, people
Mhm.
that are into this. I need to talk about this. And like, if you're not affected by the rainbow effect, right? You're not going to talk about that because you don't know about it.
exactly.
But then next thing you know, you'll talk to somebody who's like, no, dude, I see rainbow. And you're like, what? So then you got to cover that, and then it's like, oh, okay.
And that's the awesome thing is, I don't know everything and I'm learning from so many people that every day I'm learning multiple things, which is just awesome.
That's great. That's great.
And that's the best way that's the best way to not be, to get to that point to where you're just like, another amplifier. If you feel like you're always learning something, then that's what keeps it interesting,
Exactly.
because it's like a saying, it's like, if you're the smartest person in the room, that means you're in the wrong room.
Oh, well, time to leave. I'll see you guys next week.
Exactly. I already told you I don't read.
Don's like, I gotta go. Dude.
I just tuned
Sorry,
out
man.
already.
I'm on to the next podcast. Like, it's all right,
But I
man,
think
you
for
know?
me too, that's kind of something that can take away the fun from reviewing, right? Because you might see something that just with your hands-on experience, you think it's not a big issue, but you have to cover it and almost make it a big issue because
Mhm.
you feel like there's going to be a group of people out there who are going to think that you're diminishing that particular
Yeah.
Exactly.
thing that
Covering it up
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, in real time you're probably not paying that much attention to it, but then you're going to find somebody who's going to be just like, you should have covered it and crap, and I'm like,
Exactly. And you don't really get review units for that long. Like you get them for 2-3 weeks and then they're like, okay, we want them
Yeah,
back.
we gotta send it.
Send
We
it to the
gotta
next
send this
person.
to Don, and then Ike, and then Crozen. It's like, hold on, God damn it, we got a month to get it out to every one of these people before the actual NDA is released. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, and it kind of sucks because you could pull numbers up and pull up specs and this and that, but like actually watching, say like a TV or something, actually watching it, you want to spend time with it to see if what it's good at, what it's bad at, all that stuff, and it's kind of hard just in that couple of weeks that you have it. So
Yeah. Yep. And that's
and
the hard
the
part.
more you listen, the more you either get to like it the more, or the more you get to hate it the more, right?
Exactly.
But if you go out there and you just drop
Yeah.
that video, and after 6, 7, 8 weeks, you're like, this stuff is really not that
Mhm.
good, you really can't go back and take down that video. Or I don't know. You got to make a follow-up video.
Exactly. You got to make sure you really like the product if you're going to write something good about it.
Right.
Well, there's so many, and that's the thing. There's so many different personalities, different takes, different views on stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, some people, that I know, and some content creators that I watch, they're literally like, hey, I'm not doing reviews anymore, period. And the reason is, whenever you're in that culture or that group, you don't want to be negative just because it's all these people that are all the people are cool, right? And the corporation's trying to make money. You don't want to be the one outlier that's like, oh man, this sucks. Like all these other people that are saying this is, reading the script that they want you to read. Like you don't want to be the person that goes against the grain because you're all in this, you want to be honest. Everybody wants to be honest, but at the same time, it's just like there's also a part of it like YouTube, not necessarily like what you're doing, right? Like actually doing a publication that has a little more freedom. But like with the YouTube, it's like, dude, I'm getting followers because people are coming to me because I have the tagline. And this company has let me be the first to do the tagline. So that means, out of everybody that's looking, so I don't want to be too, brutal because then they'll stop sending me stuff, whether you want to do that or not. That's you don't, bite the hand that feeds you,
Exactly.
it's like,
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, but
You
I
should've
think
let
you
should've
do
let
owe
the
a,
hand feed you. They just give you a product. For review.
Exactly. You give them a
Well,
proper review. If there's
If the
something
product
wrong,
is generally bad, just
Exactly.
put it like that.
yeah. Well, but
if
a lot of people are
1%
like,
is bad,
I'm not
don't
even
make
going to
it-
review it, But if something's like really a piece of shit, they're just like, well, I'm not going to review this because I don't want to give you a bad review. You know what I mean? They won't even be honest. They're just like, oh, no, this is such a piece of shit. But in itself is kind of a letdown to your audience because it's like, hey, you're not protecting me from this product that is a piece of shit. Whenever there's 10 other people that are just like, hey, I'm going to read this script.
But it's really because it still takes time and effort. Right?
Oh, yeah.
In that closet behind me, I have a bunch of stuff that I've
Oh,
received
yeah.
for
That's why
review,
I'm like,
right?
I've never been like,
And
oh,
I'm
give me all
like-
your free shit. Because
And
it's
I'm
like,
like,
dude,
it
that
could
gets
take
old.
me 10 hours to make a 10-minute video to tell you guys that this stuff sucks.
Yeah.
And you guys are still going to argue and go back and forth and still call me out about it. So it's just like back in the closet. It goes back in there.
Yeah.
You know?
that's one of the things that has worked out in my favor is with AVS Forum, we do have the freedom to request like the higher tier products. So instead of getting the entry level product, like I always get the question, why does a lot of your reviews get an AVS Forum top choice? And it's because we're basically reviewing the flagship product.
Yeah.
If we were reviewing the entry level model, that might be a little bit different, even though it might be good for that price point. But we try to stick with the flagship or the upper tier. That way, we're testing out the best that the company has.
Yeah. And that makes sense. Yeah. And again, that's depending on the audience you're going for, that makes sense, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, keep doing what you're doing. Stay encouraged, right? It's a lot of work.
It is
You
a lot
know?
of work, and my wife is
God.
about to kill me with all the boxes.
Dude, the
I'll have to show you my garage.
My garage is full of boxes, man. Now I just flatten them up and just stuff them by the wall.
There's not enough AI in the world to make me do what you do. I'm like, no, that's crazy.
It's funny because I work, when I unbox stuff, I always unbox everything out in the garage.
Great fizz.
Yep.
Nice.
That's exactly what you said, and that's why I was laughing. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do the
Yeah, I
different
mean,
great fizz.
there's definitely an art to doing a review, right? You
Oh,
don't
man, yeah.
you don't want to bash people's stuff, but I also feel that there is a duty that if you do find something that you can put in a way that's not bashing, that that you owe it to the audience to say.
Well, that's
hey,
that's one aspect of
Mhm.
product reviews and all that. But to be honest, that's the nothing part of it, right? That's like whatever. The difficult part to me, which is like Eric, like that makes me like appreciate, respect, and just really like, gosh damn, that's a whole nother skill set. It's just taking something like that and making it technical but yet readable and yet consumable for the average dude, if I just wrote an article like
yeah, right. And
the
it's
only
complicated.
thing I would get is a bunch of engineers correcting me, like, "Oh, you fucking idiot!" Blah 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 blah. The average consumer would be like, "What the fuck is he saying?" you
Yeah.
know, like what?
Because
Like,
look, I
what is
mean,
he talking
sometimes
about?
when I'm watching Aaron's channel, you know, Aaron's Audio Corner, sometimes he goes in the weeds too much for me. You know, shit's over my head. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's right. you know, so, but yeah. I mean, because you can be too technical at sometimes. You know, and I actually was talking about this in our sales class today. You know, you may have people that you like. I'm in the pest control industry. I may have people that I'm like, okay, do you understand, you know, about termites and what they do and this and that? And you can hand them a pamphlet and they'll read it and they'll go through it and they're interested in the science. But then you got people that are like, I don't give a shit. Just get it done.
Some
Take care of it
bugs,
for me.
man.
Right.
Absolutely.
bugs.
Absolutely. No, and,
You know?
and that's fair, man. It's like, well, and even like me, right? Like as an engineer, no matter what field it is, I'll do a little bit of research to understand something before I go and hire someone.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get here, like whenever I bought my house, like this last time, right? Not whenever I bought my first one when I was like 17 or 18. But this time, my realtor was like, this motherfucker knows more about buying houses and stuff, because I corrected him on something that he didn't do in one of the contracts. And I was pissed about it. And I let him know. And he was like, and me and him are cool. We're friends. But he was like, how the fuck does this motherfucker know more about buying houses than I do? Because it's just the way I think. I do all the research, you know? So yeah, I would be that guy, but not because I'm ignorant. I'm just like, dude, yeah, I know. Get the shit done. I've already done all the research, you know?
For sure. For sure.
It's like, just the reason you're here is because I research and you're the good one. Go do your shit.
Well, and with ABS form, there's a fine line because, of course, we have, you know, enthusiasts and engineers that know their stuff and, you know, they want to read something technical. But then we also, you know, if somebody's looking up a projector and we pop up on, you know, on Google or something like that don't know, we want them to be able to read the review as well, so they can see. So there's a fine line right there.
Yeah, and that's tough because when it comes to something like this hobby, right? Especially when it comes to audio and video, even it's everybody has their preference, right? Like what is a comfortable chair for you, right? What's the best chair, the most comfortable chair, right? Okay, well, everybody would agree with that, right?
Maybe not.
Sure.
If it's too comfortable, then you fall asleep.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's a fine. It's like, hey, man, no, this is for work. I don't want everybody in my freaking, you know, I don't want all my employees falling asleep,
Right.
you know, in their amazing, comfortable chairs. Exactly. So that's where all the arguments and all the discussions, and then you get budget and that, you know, and I always go back to the whole like, hey, man, if you're having a good experience, that's what it's all about, regardless whether you're wrong, right, or indifferent. Your system could technically be the worst, horrible, most ridiculous system ever. But if you're enjoying it, that's all that matters, you know?
It's only ridiculous to someone else, right? You enjoy it. You think it's the best thing since sliced bread, you know?
Well, and it's
So
funny, Paul, you bring up a good point. When it comes to audio, you know, it's completely subjective. So if I love a speaker, it doesn't necessarily, and I write good things about a speaker, I think with video, it's a lot easier. It either is going to look good or it's going to look like crap. Like your eyes are like, you're not going to look at an OLED and be like, oh, that does not look good. I like this one better, this edgelit, you know, LED or something like that. You know, the OLED looks better.
But even then, there is still like some people like Vivid more.
True.
Like they don't realize it's like, no, you don't like calibrated, you like Vivid. You know, like a lot of people are that way, or there's colorblind people, or there's people that can only see out of one eye. 3D. It's like, oh yeah, that's really cool, Don.
Come on, Paul, just see 3D, man.
Yeah, it's like, see it already. How do you not like this? It's like, dude, it's still flat. There's all kinds of scenarios. It's like, and that's one of those things that we have a ophthalmology science, but it's not like everybody's seeing like, oh, let me see what you see. You can't just like, oh, here, let me take the back of your skull off and oh, that's what you're seeing. Yeah, no, that's not right.
Same thing with hearing.
Yeah, and same thing with hearing. So
that's why they make bright speakers.
But the difference, I think, to your point though, the difference is there's a certain point, and you could still argue this, where the video is like, hey, as long as you can see the content that is trying to be represented, right?
Yeah.
But, dude, if they're making a movie where the nit level is 1, are you supposed to fucking see it? And everybody's like, "Oh shit! Oh, I need."
It's supposed to be fucking pitch black.
You need the NC9.
It's like you're not supposed to see. Yes. It's just like a camera. You could take a camera in a pitch black room that you physically cannot see in, and turn the aperture to like 0.5, and guess what? It's going to look like daylight in that room. But that's not a representation of the situation.
Well, and that's the big question is, do you want to do creators intent, or do you want your personal preference?
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, even video is that way, right? It's all like, like whenever I was gaming, dude, I turned my gamma like
way up.
Everything was gray. I'm seeing you in the darkest corner. Like you're gonna stand out like you're standing out on the beach.
Cheater.
I wasn't like,
you're that guy that put the dot in the middle of the TV too, aren't you?
No, I never did do that. But
I've seen people put the dot right in the middle of the TV.
I thought, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I was like, no, I can't do that. That's distracting.
So before we move on to the next topic, just want to say, Skylake, hey man, sorry for your loss today. I also lost my Yorkie about maybe a year and a half ago. Unfortunately, I had to put him down. So, but yeah, no, my condolences to you, man. Sorry about that. Sorry about your loss.
We were not ignoring the message. It was actually sad.
Yeah.
We could get to it, but
yeah. So definitely feel your pain there. Unfortunately, I had to put another dog down earlier this year. So, but yeah. So I got two more that are one is 13, 14 now, and the other one's probably around 11, 12. So
man.
those are the OGs of the house now. So, but yeah, man, sorry about that. Sorry about your loss, man. I feel your pain for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Dirac. Did you guys hear the news?
Art is now available.
Dirac art is now available, right? I think it's available on the Marantz system, right?
I think it's a Denon on Marantz.
Denon for
well,
for select Denon and Marantz devices is what it says here. So let me see. I'll pull this up here.
Has anyone tried it in the comment? Let us know if you've tried it. I have the ABM 70, so I'm not bothered. Well, I do have a 3800 actually, but I'm not gonna put in that work, man.
Yeah, I think the cost of this thing, they're pretty proud of it too, right? I think it's somewhere around $800 to get everything everything that you need with it. Here we go. How much is it?
Cheap.
Let's see how much it is.
It's not cheap. It's like 5 something, right? Or you gotta pick the.
You gotta go ahead and pick your.
Pick the 3800.
Get that Corel. That's what
I'm gonna pick it for the what a lot of people now have is that Marantz
AV10.
AV10.
You scrolled past it already.
Did I pass the AV10?
Yeah, that was like the first one, I think.
It's alphabetical, so you're right.
I didn't see the AV10. Oh, there
It's
we go.
right there.
Michael says it's 300 if you already have
The
base control.
Base control, right? Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So $299.
There's room correction. There's base control. Well,
It's-
now
it's
wait a
three
minute.
up-
Is that
it's like-
base control or Dirac? There's
So there's two different sections. There's base
management
control
and
and art. So art's different than base control.
Yes.
okay.
So so this says requires. So this one, it tells you it requires room correction and base control. So you need to have both of those.
So that's $600.
Yeah. So if you have
Well, no, that's
So if I-
$350.
it's
Well, what's the one limited? Oh, limited bandwidth. What? Oh. Okay, that's weird.
yeah.
so what would it be?
That's for the
$7.99
sound
all
bar, I
three?
guess. If
Yeah,
you're
that's what I
doing-
was thinking. It's like $800 for everything, right? $799. Here you go. Here's your bundle: room correction, full bandwidth, base control, and art room. So, I know I've never worked with Direct Live before. I do have an older Denon, but I from what I understand, listening to others, they said that during Black Friday, that Direct usually has good deals on their Direct Live. So if $799 is a little out of reach right now, I can't promise it's going to happen, but maybe there might be a sale for the Black Friday edition.
You can't promise. Why can't you promise, man?
Hey, I don't work for Direct. I'm not punching in those codes.
They work for you. Who does number 2 work for?
Don is like, don't set me up, man. I'm not
Yeah,
about to say something. I'm
Absolutely not. But I would just definitely suggest to check back though.
Mm.
So
Like, the
but
question
yeah.
is, are you gonna get $799 worth of difference from your current setup?
Well, I
It
mean,
depends on the
I-
room, I think.
yeah, I heard, so I've heard art before at M-Wave with the all Martin Logan setup. And I mean, and then I think we also had art in some of the Cedia sound rooms, right?
Yeah.
From this year. So I mean, I think that it does a good job of definitely of canceling out unwanted frequencies, unwanted delay time and stuff like that. I can definitely could hear a difference in that. Whether it's better than waveforming or for the turn off or this one, that I can't tell you. I truly couldn't tell you. I the only one that I know of that has a storm and a turn off set up ready to go is Ryan, from AV Experience. So he may be able to speak better on it, but I don't think that he even would. It's not in his best interest to, for sure. If you need art, just like we talk about, if you need a turn off, you need to know why you need to turn off. If you need art, you need to know why you need art,
it, yeah.
right? So
That I agree with.
Yep. I assume what this is doing based on it, the word active, right? So like you could have a speaker, let's just say a center channel speaker, right? And then you could have a subwoofer somewhere in the room, right? And of course, this is all, also trying to take into account multiple seating, right? But, and I hope this is what they're calling active.
So it's active room treatment is what it is, basically.
Well, but that doesn't mean shit. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
in there treating the room, but
Right, correct.
but what I hope
Here's what the website says. I mean, it says
what I
it's-
hope the technology is really doing in layman's term is, you can do time alignment, right? That's just, hey, when the frequencies start. But then you also have the phase alignment of things, which are when those frequencies bounce around multiple times and then like arrive at your listening position at the improper time, right? So how you can do that is like different types of filters, biquads or all pass filtering, right? Which, okay, we know that part, right? So you could get like one speaker and one sub to be perfectly time aligned and phase aligned at your listening position, right? Okay, that's easy. That's simple. But now let's add active. And is what I'm assuming they're doing here is like, hey, if we have a bass heavy or a sound that, hey, if it plays out of the left speaker, the rear left, and the subs, we change all those all pass and biquad filters based on the frequencies that are played out of this set of speakers, where, oh, if it's over here, we're changing those filters to where it's all relatively flat at your listening position. Because if you play, if you put a subwoofer like in your front left corner of your room and versus the front right corner of the room versus behind you, there's going to be different nulls and different things and responses. But relative to the other speaker in the room, you're going to have to, whether it's helping it or being a detriment. If it's being a detriment, you have to, hey, let's not produce that frequency from this speaker if it is negatively affecting the speaker that's supposed to be playing the sound, to let the sound produce at our listening position. So now think of, if it's active, it's like, okay, hey, if the left speaker and this speaker is playing, but we can't play this frequency because it cancels out at your listening position. So we'll just like do a filter to say, hey, don't even play this frequency because it minuses by the time it gets to your listening position. So we're filtering it out from this. Only if that left front one. If this right one plays, oh, wait, this right one over here, it doesn't even produce that frequency here. But, we can play it from over here or another speaker, to help. I'm hoping that's kind of what their active means, right? But that's a complicated, and it's amazing. So, for that price, if it's really doing something like that, that's relatively not that expensive,
Right.
for what all it can do,
Yeah, so it's showing on the website here, like the RT60 times, how it's definitely decreasing the RT60 times compared to room correction, compared to bass control, and then art. So it's it's exactly what you said. It's utilizing the other speakers to try to control the reflections in the room by using phase and other methods.
Exactly. It gets rid of decay times up to 150 hertz. Michael says it well too.
We
Gets
need to
rid of
get
reflection.
Michael on the show, man.
Yeah.
Michael seems to have a really good handle. I mean, I did do some read up on it since yesterday and all of that, but it's one of those things where you got to get it hands on and try it. I think we have a general idea of what it's designed to do. Question is how well will it implement it, and
So I had
what the growing pain is going to be. So
That's true. I listened to it with Storm Audio when I had their Fusion 20 in for review, and it made a huge difference in my room. But then I talked to a couple other reviewers, and their setups weren't as perfect. I wouldn't say as perfect as mine, but like they had speakers in a couple of different positions that weren't like ideal, and it did some weird things. So I don't know if they
Adjustments,
fixed
right?
that
Yeah.
or what. So it's like Matt said from Storm Audio when he told me, with with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can screw up really easily, but also if you get it working correctly, it does sound amazing.
It could also be the learning curve for those individuals, right? It's like calibrating a TV, right? The first time I calibrated my OLED TV, I reset that stuff because I was like, man, this is not as bright as I thought a calibrated TV would look like, right? But I had to learn to kind of adjust. So maybe if it's playing around with your speakers and moving things, it might take a couple of days or weeks for you to
So-
sort of realize, okay, this is what it should actually sound like.
Yep.
Yeah. So John, don't think you're dumb at all. I mean, there's all of us learn new stuff every day with new equipment and everything else like that. So basically, Dirac is just a form of Odyssey or Room Perfect. It's a room correction software that's
Yeah.
out there that's automated, and there's different levels of it, right? There's different tiers, the
Yeah.
different stuff that you want to do. Even Odyssey has paid. They have paid for services that that you that do come with the a lower version comes with the actual Marantz or Denon.
Yeah,
but
you
they-
can get the $300 receiver, and it comes with EQ.
right.
You can get the $800 receiver that comes with PEQ, so you can change the quad. You can get the $1,000 or $1,200 receiver that comes with. You can choose any frequency to be PEQ, and then you start getting into, okay, well, now we're going to start doing phase alignment, and now we're going to do phase alignment relative to which speaker's playing. And that's all basically processing and math in the in the background relative to your listening position. So it's one of those, one of my sayings that I picked up recently in the last 5 years. It's like, if you say it's just,
Wi-Fi?
if you say the term it's just,
Mm.
then that means you don't understand the complexity of everything that's happening. But yeah, like YPAL, yeah, it's a PEQ, but it's a limited PEQ, and
Right.
I love my Yamaha just because of the reliability, some of the things, like, knock on wood, CEC. I can go into each one of my inputs and turn off CEC, right? Like, completely.
When was the last update you got for your Yamaha?
Oh God. Honestly, it wasn't that long ago, but the problem is all the updates are just licensing bullshit. It's like, we no longer have the license for Tidal, so we're gonna have to do an
That's why you
update
knocked.
to
That's why
take.
you knocked on wood, because
Yeah.
updates.
But hey, man, I love my Yamaha, man. I love my Yamaha. It's tried and true,
Yeah.
Like Miguel, he friggin' is like, okay, now I know why you like Yamaha. His friggin' house got struck by lightning, and that motherfucker, he was like, he called support, and he's like, you just got to reflash the memory. And they did it, and he was like, what the fuck? It started working again. Like, what? Like, how many Denons get struck by lightning, and then you just got to reflash it, it'll come back.
So whose channel is Miguel commenting on? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I think it's right.
Way to call your friends out.
No
It's yours. I
comments.
know. I think it's
It's good to see
yours,
you, Miguel.
Don. And I'm like,
but-
how the fuck are you not on my channel? You're over there commenting on Don's. Like, what the hell, bro?
That's because I got 3 pop people watching on my channel. That's all. He's got somebody to talk to over here.
Hey, but guess what? I got one with no pants watching on mine, so you all can suck it.
Oh boy, too funny. Well, I thought I'd like to bring up the Dirac that that it's finally released. How long has it been since Storm had that exclusively? I think at least a year and a half, right?
It's been a couple of years, I think,
Yeah.
because they debuted it at CES, I want to say 2 years ago.
Right.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so I was thinking like a year and a half, 2 years ago, right? So,
Yeah.
and I know that it had always been rumored that it would trickle down, So this week was the week, man. It came out, and
Man, I like Durac. Durac's amazing. You know, it just hits that. I don't know why it gives you. I don't know that it's the best as far as the interface and all that stuff, but if you're willing to tweak and nerd around with it, man, I really like the Durac.
It gives you a lot of flexibility.
Sound off in the comments. What are you guys using? Are you using YPower? Are you using Dirac, Odyssey, Room Perfect? What's the Emotiva one? I forgot what the Emotiva one was. Actually, you can use Dirac on Emotiva now
Yeah, you can
too.
use
But
that. And they had their own.
they had their own at one point
It
in
was
time.
so bad. I don't even think people like they were.
And the
Just,
Onkyo had their own at one point too, but now they're using Dirac also.
yeah. Yep. Direct
Yeah.
Live with base management. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, oh man.
I think it's the future. Everybody's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know.
for sure. Except for me,
It's only going to get better.
I'm sticking to my Room Perfect.
No, you got to me. You got one of the best ones out there. Man. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't even lose sleep, with Room Perfect. Man, that stuff works great.
Yeah.
I wish I had it, but I'm stuck with that.
So Steven says he's using the Trent off with the waveforming. And Benny's using Dirac. Andrew's using Dirac.
Waveforming. See, a lot of people say once they do the waveforming, they like, because they're so used to the, just it. When I first heard it, I was like, most people aren't, depending on who you are, a lot of people aren't going to like this. Is because this is more accurate in the bass, and people don't like that. A lot of people like hey, I want the bass wave to continue for another fucking 2 seconds or half a second, which is, the infinite amount of time in audio, right? Like a half a second is an infinite amount of time. But it's like, but it does give it a better, like, just snappier. But a lot of people just like
It's clean. It just
yeah,
have to have the subs in the proper locations.
it is very, very clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's but
hit and it's gone.
I would equate it to, like fuel injection versus carbureted, right? Fuel injection is just that very linear, but a lot of people love their carburetor because they just feel like, because it's like, versus, you just got that little jerk that gives you like, oh yeah, once the float bowls, fill up and you're full fuel and all the air, and oh hey, yeah, we're getting all the fuel now. Versus, injection is mapped and it's precise the whole time, right? It's more of a versus we're kind of flooded out and now we're full power, we're jumping, some people just like that, they like that. So,
I'll say this for my room, because I do have a waveforming setting in my room as well. It makes and I might get some slack for this, but it does make my ported subs sound like sealed subs.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that makes total sense. But you know what? A lot of people are like, oh, that means it sucks.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot of people love the sound of the
We're
ported
about to
stuff.
get flax now, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh man. It's like, well, just buy
We're about to
silk
get
subs
1 million
then.
views.
You're gonna be like, buy silk
Can't believe he
subs.
said that.
Oh,
Shame on Eric.
Well, speaking of Eric, let's find out what the AVS editor has in his theater.
Let's
Okie
check out
dokie.
his soundbar system. His
Yeah.
waveforming soundbar.
Let's see what the
that
AVS.
would be the most amazing thing. It's like, oh yeah, look, I got this Walmart Ono soundbar.
And that's how I review all this products.
That would be amazing.
So Eric, the easiest way I know, and we're going to discuss some backstage stuff here that we didn't even discuss. I don't think the easiest way is to just I don't know what you're going to use, but maybe grab your cell phone and log in separately. That way we can, and you just go to the back facing camera. That
Okay.
way we can take a tour of your room here.
Yeah, sounds good. Let me go turn on the lights. I'm gonna leave here, and then I'll hop back on with my phone. And
Awesome,
guys a
awesome.
tour.
Well, I can't wait to see what the editor of AVS Forums has in his theater.
All right, well, let's go check it out.
All right.
I'm gonna have to look at
Sonos
all
never
of
sounded
all
more
the
better.
chats tomorrow and see how many people roast. It's like, oh my god, you're the editor. Oh.
Let me put it this way: there's gonna be a couple surprises. You're gonna be like, "Wow, he really did that, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, that's
hide,
good.
Just hide all the stuff that is still on that embargo.
Yeah,
so
if
you
you're
don't
in an
show.
embargo, make sure it's not.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
things.
make-
Yeah, over here, but nothing in my movie room. So we're good.
okay, you got that covered. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
All right, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. Yeah, so I mean, the rack and the room corrections out there. I've like I said, I don't have much experience with the rack, but from what I've heard at multiple shows and multiple home theaters, I do enjoy the sound of Dirac. I actually prefer that over Odyssey. And at M-Wave, speaking of M-Wave, they're talking about doing M-Wave 2026 right after Cedia, by the way, like
Mm.
a week or two after Cedia.
I think they should do at least probably 2 weeks after. So
Yeah, I think that's what Ryan announced the other day on
That's
his not
cool, man.
not on his channel.
2
So
weeks after CD, you're still recovering from CD.
yeah, I know
Especially
that's
for Ryan that spends like 2 months.
mhm.
yeah,
CD.
yeah.
For some reason that's all that could
Yeah.
they
That
could
would be-
they
that
could
would
get
be
to work.
amazing.
So, but I may have to pick and choose there.
Let's see. Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
I
Oh.
think we lost him.
You just like you
kicked him
added
out
him to the
completely.
stage. You booted him. Hey, look, my hands are here.
Sorry, two chiefs running the thing here. Sorry about that.
God,
You could bring it. You could bring him in next time he comes in.
he's
Yeah,
not
as
even
soon
on
as he
here.
comes
I'll-
back, he
I'll
might have hurt
text
his feelings, man.
There he is. Go ahead, bring him in. Bring him in. Sorry about that, Eric.
No, you guys are good. I
Yeah,
don't know how to flip the camera though on
So tap the screen. Do you have an iPhone or an Android?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
So tap the screen and bring up the cogwheel.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And then select camera. You should see back wide.
Back wide.
If you select the camera option, you should see different options. You want to do the back wide camera.
Okay. So let's see. Back wide.
We're gonna call it.
There you go.
Okay.
Call it the green room.
Turn
from
your phone landscape mode.
Turn it landscape. Well, I had it in landscape, but did that not
Oh,
work?
okay, yeah,
There
that's
you
good.
go.
Yep,
It's,
just
it's
like that.
good now.
Wow.
Okay, so-
Oh,
Wow.
sucky, sucky.
Ooh.
Okay, so this
Check
is
out
when
those
we got the
sound bars.
house. When we got the house, this was just an open. It was just in like a little opening. So we ended up closing it up and putting a door, and then we needed the door handle that looks like a movie room, movie
Yeah, that
theater.
looks nice. So
And then people
before we
will appreciate this. So this is the a picture of the 1990s animated Batman.
I was gonna say,
So-
is that,
So
that dude? I love that. Okay, total side squirrel. How did you like Batman Ninja?
I liked it. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I liked it.
Oh, I hated it.
You hated
I
it?
was like, oh my god, what the hell is
he said
this?
it weekly. He said,
The
I don't
first
like
one,
it.
I was like, oh my god, hey, what is this? What is happening here? I mean, I have to watch it again, but man, the first time I watched it, I was like, oh man, this is a letdown.
The Red Hood animated Batman was
Oh.
actually really
Yeah,
cool. too.
yes,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay, yes.
So Eric, take us where you're at in your house. Are you in a basement? Are you
So I am downstairs. We have a 3-story house.
okay?
So you walk in the front door and then you come back down and then there's kind of just like an extra game room. And that's basically why we bought this house, was because we were going to turn into a home theater.
All right.
So yeah, originally when we first moved in, everything's kind of flipped, right? Everything's kind of flipped right here. But no, they're not white. It's gray. It's gray. It might look white, but it's gray. So originally the screen was on this wall, and I had a 115-inch screen, and then the projector was, right above, so it was kind of small. So we kind of during COVID, I kind of flipped it and decided to go, all out with how I'm gonna do this room. So basically, see if I can. So that's a screen. That's a 138 inch Stewart film screen, Studio Tech 130 G4.
All right.
And then going over to the speaker. So my left and right channel are the Martin Logan
I
Motion
knew I liked you for a reason.
F200. You know it. And then the center channel is the C100. And then for my surrounds and my rears, those are the MP10s. And then I have 4 overhead MC8s. And then, so this is the biggest surprise, I think, and I always get crap for it. I got 4 of the Klipsch RP 1400 subs. And
Okay.
I love them for the price point. They give you plenty of output, and with some calibration, they actually sound really good, like really good.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So, as far as the room dimensions, what are we looking at here?
So we're looking at 20 going, where's my finger? Going from the screen to the back door is about 20 feet, and then side to side is about 16, 17 feet.
Oh, you're right there with me. Yep.
Yeah. And then built, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a hush box, but just a box. I have the JVC NZ800 up there. And
Okay.
then moving on to like the equipment stuff. And this is something that I want to do, but because I'm constantly swapping gear out, it's just easier to do something like this. So instead of actually like getting a full on rack.
hmm
So I have the Kaleidoscape. I have a 24 terabyte server with the Shadow V. Then I have the Arvolution, the Player Pro 8K. And then all that's plugged into the PowerQuest 505. And then I have a Trinnov Altitude 16,
Nice.
a Trinnov Amplitude, and then the Mad VR, the
You got
Extreme
the
Mark
big
II.
daddy. You got the
Yeah.
big daddy.
Your rack is packed.
So you got the
Yeah,
you got
there's
the
no
new,
more room.
You got the new masking feature
The new
or subtitle feature. Sorry.
no, not yet. I don't think that's been pushed out to anything yet.
Okay.
I think soon, but I don't think it's available just
Out
yet.
of all
Yeah.
the people, man, they that's a miss on their part. AVS Forum, you didn't give this guy the
Right? Like what?
like,
What the hell?
dude. This is the one guy you need to make sure he has it. Oh man.
So, Eric, talk to us about what your choices. What were for the speakers? What made you choose the Martin Logans? And obviously you get to hear a whole bunch of speakers. So, what
Exactly.
did you like to say? Hey, this is what I want to put in my room.
So like what we were talking about earlier, when it comes down, it comes down to personal preference. And I personally like a brighter speaker. I'm trying to recreate, the experience of going to a movie theater. So I like kind of that horn driven speaker. So originally when we first built the room, I had Klipsch, the first generation of the 8000s, and just kind of upgraded from there. I had the RF7s for a while. And then wanted a speaker that nothing. I love the RF7s, but they are a little bit. I would say they're a little bit outdated now. They've been around for quite a while. The threes. They've been around for quite a while. I'm hoping they come out with Force here soon. But I wanted to kind of up my game a little bit, but keep that still brighter sound.
Mhm.
And Martin Logan just fit that bill. They has the clarity, has the ribbon tweeter, so it kind of just fit exactly what I was looking for. It's a
Awesome.
3-way speaker, which is great. Yeah, there's some
Yeah, and
compromises
those-
with this room.
Those
Oh,
are
go
the
ahead,
ones
Phil.
that have the dual 8s on them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So they
Oh,
got
wow.
the dual 8s on the front.
Damn. To duel. It looks like
Uh,
it's like 3.
you have 3. Yeah, you have 3.
8s. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and then that's your mid range right there. That's 6.5.
Yeah. See, I have the model right before that. I have the 60 XTIs.
Okay.
So I don't have the newer ones. I thought about upgrading to these for the front stage because they still use the same tweeter, and they still use the same components, but they did a different cabinet design with the waveguide for the models that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but no, that looks phenomenal. So, did you did you construct this yourself, or did you hire somebody to do it?
So I originally I wanted a contractor to come in and kind of help me because I had the idea in my head. I knew what I wanted. And unfortunately, everybody out here in Las Vegas didn't really seem to have the know how or exactly what I was looking for.
Mhm.
So I did work with a buddy of mine that was a contractor, but I was basically part of literally every step of the process. Like when it came down to the stage, how big of the stage we wanted, the acoustic panels. I had helped him build the acoustic panels. I was in here stapling the velvet on the soffit, putting the lights in. So I ended up doing a lot of it myself, just because nobody really understood what I was looking for.
Right.
Yeah. So the design of the wall, what is it made of? Is it?
So it's just it's GIK fabric, and then underneath it's just so it's literally just a wood panel, and like a wood frame, and then it has the acoustic it has a 1-inch acoustic. I want to say it's from Acoustomatic or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has their insulation, their rock wool, and then just depending on like where my reflection points are, some have them, some don't. So
So that fabric is just stretched across.
it's
and
just
then
stretched, it's stapled, it's
to the-
stapled on the
to the
backside,
frame,
and then
yeah.
exactly. And then what I did was, instead of, in case we ever sold the house or anything, this is all the panels that you see here are velcroed on. So they all pop off really easily if you need to get back there for whatever reason.
Dang.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
did you build columns there? Is that, or is that just like something that that
It's so
covers
it
the
looks like a
joints?
column, but it's just a black acoustic panel.
Okay.
And then it runs, it runs along the bottom just as kind of the border as well.
And you said that this is gray, right? Because
Yeah.
MW says OMG white carpet and white walls.
Yeah.
So,
This is, MW is correct though. I did have my initial room. I went with the all black where you couldn't see anything. I literally had the royal what the velvet that you got at Joanne's. It was I'm
yeah.
forgetting the name. It was like royal black or something like that. I had that stapled all the way basically throughout the entire room. And while it did look good, I just, to me, it didn't feel like, when I was in there, it didn't feel like a room either. Because I like listening to music and stuff as well in here.
Mhm.
So I like it with the lights on. So I wanted, the aesthetics to look nice as well.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
It's a
John asked
Tech.
what size was the screen? It was, you said 135?
138, 235 screen.
Okay.
Yeah. If I had to do it over again, I'd probably go 16:9 and just go probably, from ceiling to floor.
Well, I'm telling you, I went to Chuck's theater, and we're watching it, and I finally at the end, because Chuck was gracious enough to hand me his phone after I showed him how to use the remote. So he handed me the remote, and I turned on Maverick,
Mhm.
and those IMAX scenes, man, I was like, oh my god, I need to get a 16:9 screen. I need to have it for these type of movies that do the double
Yeah.
aspect ratio.
And a
'Cause
lot of Netflix shows are that aspect ratio now too.
yeah, yep, exactly.
And it's not that I love, again, recommendation is go as large height or whatever your first limiter is,
Mhm.
do that.
Exactly.
Because you can if you have a very narrow height and you're touching wall to wall, left to right, if you need a 16:9, and whatever, you can just put some masking panels on the left and right, right?
Mhm.
You can drop curtains down or pull curtains to the side. That's the easiest masking ever,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
But if you
that's
have the
true.
room, go 16:9. But people are like, "Oh no, cinema. We need cinema." It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was like, I mean, I've always had in my mind I was going to do a drop down screen in front of my scope screen anyway. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
that's always been in my mind. But
that's true.
That was
it's-
the plan. Honestly, Don, that was the plan for me too. I even installed an electric outlet right
oh
there.
yeah, there you go.
So I can do it. But then all of a sudden I realized that my throw distance wasn't going to work for a 69. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so much for
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
So you're 20 feet back, right? I mean, you said it's
Yeah, I'm 20 feet back. The projector it's roughly about like
18.
18, 19 feet back.
You should still be able to get a 60. Have you tried to project it up there?
You know, I think I could get a 120 inch, but I wanted bigger.
Right, right.
So I was like,
That's
you know
what
what?
he
Screw it.
said.
For the time being, I'll just, I'll game upstairs or whatever, and then I'll just use the movie room for,
No, what
movies.
you got to do is you got to get the N900 in for review. So that
I had the
because-
N900, the NZ900 in. I had one in. When did I have that in? A year ago, I think it was.
right.
And I really, it's an amazing projector. It really is. It's amazing. But I like the NZ800. Like the lens is a little bit better. It's a little bit brighter, but the NZ800 gives you a lot for the price point.
No, I have the NZ8, so I understand what you're saying. But
Yeah.
what I was going with is it's got the wider the bigger glass and the throw distance. You don't need
Oh,
as much throw distance
That's true.
for
That's true.
that one.
That's
So
true.
that way, if you did want to go 16:9, you'd be able to get a little bit. There you go. So Benny's got the 800, and it's 18 feet back from a 150-inch screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Benny, is that a 150 inch? Is that a 235 or is that a 16.9?
he's got a scope screen.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
So
bad, man.
Yeah, and then I have with
I love
every
the
room there's a
carpet too, man.
compromise.
Yeah,
It's
I love all your white carpet and white.
Yeah.
And your white doors and everything. Man.
This room has been done going on 5 years now, and that was the color of the doors for the house. I've just been so lazy that I need to paint it gray, because if you could see, I do have a gray panel right over it, and the whole point was to paint the door gray. It's more like a beige right now. I've been so lazy. I'm like, whatever.
I like those lights, man. What are those?
Thank you. Those are from Amazon. They're just LED lights that just go they sit right in the soffit, and you can dim them, which is awesome. And then the blue light above, you can change the color. That's a Govee, LED
light,
strip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So,
No, so the light, the pendant lights that you have, are those like just 12-volt lights?
Yeah. Just 12-volt lights. And then I have them on a dimmer, so you can, dim them.
Oh, that's cool.
So when you're really, listening to music and stuff, and you just want to hang out, you have that. You can have the Govee lights, change colors and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's.
You don't like to hang out in the dark with your buddies, man?
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
keep the pillow to yourself. Like,
And then because that door leads to the garage, the whole room is kind of shifted to the left a little bit, which
Right.
luckily I don't have that many people over, and my seat is right in the middle, so it's literally right dab in the middle of the room. So
and what's the seating that you got there?
the seating is a Seatcraft. So the front row is the Seatcraft Apex with the butt kickers, and then the ones in the back they're Seatcraft something. They're like the cheap ones. They were like $150 a chair. I originally had that because I went cheap with the chairs, and then finally I had a buddy of mine who was like, "Oh, you need to get butt kickers. It really makes a difference." But it's cool, they light up. They have their memory and the USB and all
Yeah, I
that
like
stuff.
those. Those
and-
look nice. I have Seatcraft also, but
I'll turn on the
Yeah.
other lights. So yeah, they light up in the front, which is pretty neat.
yeah,
Oh
those are
man.
nice.
So now,
Yeah,
what's
all
your
those
control?
remotes,
Yeah,
man.
what's your control system?
Okay, this is the funny
Damn
thing.
works.
We just
So-
saw like 25 remotes.
Yeah.
Like,
You see all
what's
these
your
remotes
control
here?
system?
That's, the
That's
control
what I
system.
use because I used to have Control 4, and every time Apple TV updated, it would completely knock out my whole system. And I've been hesitant to use any other system. I've used a couple of universal remotes, and they still don't work as good as the remotes that come with everything. Plus,
Yeah.
I'm always messing around with the settings. So I'm always it's not just set it and forget it. in my house. It's start a movie. Okay, if this is a grainy movie, we want to turn down some of the sharpening. That way, it's not adding any more digital grain or anything like that. And so it just depends. Or I need to turn up my subs if the bass is kind of lacking in the mix or whatnot.
Is that a subwoofer stool for the far back right?
So yeah, so I wanted to get waveforming in, like I said, compromises. So that is
That's
It's a-
that's the mega bass lover. Hey, oh, this
there's a sub back there.
That's
And
amazing.
then
There.
when I built the riser, I was reading on AVS forum doing making the whole riser like a bass
Like
trap.
a bass
So
trap, right?
exactly. So I don't think we'll be able to see it, but I have ports. I have vents back there. There's a bunch of insulation in there, and then I have 3 different layers on top, and it really works, and it's really
You
really
need, to bring,
fair.
you need to bring your carpenter buddy out and put that subwoofer in the top rear corner, like
Right.
up in the ceiling. But
At some point,
some people like
I think I'm gonna get rid of the seats in the back and get tower speakers and do a proper waveforming setup.
So what's the layout of your speakers? You got
So I'm a 7.4.4.
okay.
And by the way, you need to make sure everything's red until Tron Eris.
That's true.
I was like, dude, come on now. How are you still blue right now? You got to do all red right now.
Well, the reviews for Tron Eris has been okay, so I don't know if it's gonna be very good or not.
Whatever.
Legacy is great, at least.
It might not be that good. But
I'm thinking about watching Legacy after we get off the show here. So
Right?
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna go check it out for sure.
Oh, nice. The new 4K mix with the Atmos is actually really really
Okay.
good.
Yeah, because I watched Tron like 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if you heard, but I suffered through it. It was
he watched the original.
the original.
Oh,
Tron, but- I
okay.
mean,
Since
look,
he's
the
not a
transfer was
nerd.
fantastic, but just the
He
just-
didn't grow up as a nerd, so
Just
he
watch it,
can't
yeah.
appreciate the original Tron. That's all it means. It's like,
yeah, I like the design of your riser there too. How
mhm.
high is the riser?
So it's 13 inches. So I probably should have went a little bit higher. But you don't really see if somebody's reclining in the front row, you don't really see since the seat kind of moves down, you don't see their head or anything like that, or the back of the seat. And we don't really have much people in the back row.
Right.
So it's basically for looks. And then these are motion activated lights, so they turn on when you walk by them or whatever, so you don't have to
Okay.
worry about that.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea actually.
Yeah, it's cool. The only problem is sometimes they turn on when nobody's walking, and it's like, okay, is there something in here with me?
There's an entity in there with you.
Yeah, you don't want to know how many flies and little gnats that are in your house that you don't actually see. Yeah, you don't
Exactly.
you don't need to know.
So how far back is your front row from the screen?
So from my seating distance, I'm about 11 feet back from the screen. So
Okay.
this is my view is basically right there.
Okay.
Yep, that's
And you got your front speakers pulled out. What, maybe 3 feet off the wall?
Yeah, I would say about 2 feet from the wall. Just I didn't like how the bass sounded with them too close to the wall, so I
Right.
pulled them out a little bit, and then towed them in a little bit. There's not too much of a toe in, just because they could be bright if you have them, towed in way too much. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So with the subwoofers, you said you got how many? You got 2 clips up front, and then what's in the back for the?
same clips, the RP 1400s. I have the velvet on the front to get rid of the reflections from the
Are
screen.
those the new models? Is that-
Yeah, these are the newer
Oh,
models.
okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard the clips that at M-Wave, and that was a good subwoofer,
Oh,
man. I
dude,
mean,
yeah, those are.
It's a great sub for the price. Like I kind of limited myself on what I can do when it comes to subwoofers in this room, just because I only have like 18 feet from the floor to the bottom of the screen. So I am limited on
18
my
inches, yeah.
subwoofer. Yeah. So I'm limited on my subwoofer options
So
Are
how
those
high are the
magnetic? Are
ceilings?
those magnetic grills, or are they?
No, they're not.
Okay, cool,
They
cool.
aren't.
Yeah, as cool as the magnetic grills are, I do not like the magnetic grills for subwoofers, to be honest.
Really? I have those plug-in ones and they're broken on my SVS.
Well, those are metal, so they shouldn't
Okay,
break.
yeah.
If you have
I have
one
the
that's
plastic
broke,
ones
dude,
for the SVS.
send me one that's good. I'll send you some 3D printed ones that won't break.
I gotta break one to send to you. I gotta send you the whole cover. There's no way for me
Oh
to
yeah,
do
don't
it.
send me a whole subwoofer. I ain't doing
So
that.
how high are the ceilings, Eric?
So I have 9-foot ceilings in here.
Okay. And you said you
Nice.
got 4 Atmos, right?
4 Atmos, and originally when I put them in, I screwed up with the Atmos. So if you can see, let me see if I can get all of it in. If you can see, I do have my Atmos speakers a little bit too
Too
far
forward.
forward and a little bit too far to the right. So at some point whenever I end up getting new speakers in this room or redoing the room or anything like that, I'll move them over and push them back a little bit because the fronts are a little too far forward, and then these I'm using as rears, but they should be middles. So things you learn.
So Andrew says he's got the NZ8 on a 16 by 9, 150 inch screen at 16-foot throw.
Wow. I was not lucky enough somehow. I wasn't 138 was as big as I can get on a 235. Like because I've been trying to upgrade my screen to a bigger screen, and I'm just short. I'm almost to 150,
It
but
did
I'm
seem
I'm
kind
just short.
of because I'm at a 160 and I'm at 19 feet, 19 and a half feet.
Okay. Okay.
So
Oh,
I mean,
Andrew's in
I actually
Vegas
could
too,
zoom
so-
out to over 200.
You can go that far?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
you-
just put some white paper on.
Andrew's yeah, go Knights, man.
oh,
yeah.
Andrew's in Vegas.
Yeah.
You guys can do a theater meetup.
Exactly. We gotta do a theater
You
tour.
might be next door neighbors for all I care. You know?
True.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah, because what I did prior to even building my theater, I took the projector and I projected it on a wall, and I kind of thought I was going to be around 19 feet, and I kept going as big as the zoom out would let me go, and I was at 200 inches at a regular 16 by 9.
I might have the Zoom with the NZ 800, but I did have a NX5 for a while, and then I had the Sony 695, I believe it
Mhm.
was. So maybe I have it, but I honestly I was like, okay, I'm not, because I built those panels, those velvet panels. I'm like, okay, so I gotta cut those and do all that. I'm like, nah. It's enough work swapping out the
No,
speakers.
trust me,
and
I
such
know.
and stuff.
Trust me. That's why my shit's not done, and I'm just watching movies. That, by the way, that's the first joke by myself today. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, there's a song
Any
that
questions
says-
for any questions for you guys or in the chat for Eric before he goes back to his computer? So Eric,
what's your favorite demo track? What do you like? to
Favorite
listen?
demo track? So depends on what we're looking for. For bass, I like the Batman, the Batmobile scene. I like Tron Legacy, the Light Cycle scene. Trying to think what else. There's so much. There's so much out
Okay,
there.
For Atmos height effects, what do you do?
Atmos height effects. So there is a scene, and I use this a lot when I test receiver. So in the first Iron Man, the opening scene where he gets attacked in the desert, and that missile, there's a missile that goes overhead, and you can actually hear it. If the receiver is mapping the speakers properly, you can actually hear it from the top rears. So that is a demo track that I use a lot. I also use Blade Runner 2049 when Kay is doing the evaluation test. That's also a good Atmos track as well.
Ah, okay.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, I listen to Mad Max.
Mad Max is great
Fury
too.
Road.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
listened to that at Chuck's place, and I heard some stuff that I hadn't heard before.
Yeah.
that's
And
cool.
man, I didn't just play the demo scene from the
And that's saying a lot from Don's system.
I didn't just play the demo scene, you know, because Kaleidoscape's got their own scenes. I actually
Exactly.
played it from the beginning, where all the voices are going all around.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Mhm.
trippy
that
stuff.
sounded
right there.
really,
Yeah,
really
trippy,
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's Atmos now, and you said bass. Now, what about just regular surround?
Regular surround.
Like, full like circular, like, oh wow, that's a rear left surround, rear right surround, or rear back or whatever.
That Mad
Yeah.
Max would be perfect for
And
that.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that
Mad
is
Max
one
would
of the
be
ones that do
perfect.
that. And then what about just regular? And I don't even know if people do this in their home theater. What about just stereo? Like regular, oh hey, center channel, none of the other speakers are playing to show off the main speakers. And of course, if you're doing like a receiver, it's probably going to integrate with your sub still. But
Yeah. See, for me, I don't think I've watched a film with just my friends. It's always music when I'm just listening to the friends. Like I've got it's
well,
interesting that you bring that up, Paul, because
I'm
I'm
not
like,
saying movie. I'm just saying demo.
oh, well, I'm a big fan of The Chain, by Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
There's
Yep.
some decent AC/DC stuff. I do have a list of songs that I can, once I get back to my computer,
You
that
have
I
to
go
do
through.
like
It's like,
I do like a Jethro Tull. It's Fleetwood Mac. I do that one too. But there's some Jethro Tull with a violin because they have a very prominent left and right channel
yeah.
dominance.
There's also for bass, it's like a Chinese drum song. I'm forgetting the name of it. I'll have to look on my computer, but there's
Now,
like a
is it
Chinese
true
drum
just
song in there.
stereo track, or is it like oh hey, we're doing like Dolby Atmos and
I don't think that one's in Atmos. There's some, if you like, and I don't really use this for demo, but I did find that a lot of J. Cole, if you like rap, a lot of J. Cole's stuff in Atmos actually sounds really good, and you get vocals from the surrounds and even from the rears, which kind of shocked me.
yeah.
But yeah,
Probably
for
freak me out, and I would be like, nope, next. I don't need him behind me.
Oh man,
But yeah,
Beautiful
for
theater,
surround.
Eric. Beautiful
Well,
theater.
thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's years in the making, and like we said, we're never done. We're always upgrading, and
Oh yeah, I love it. And
there's
that is,
always
I love
improvements.
everyone's like every time I see the uplighting, it's like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I really do like the up the the little valance up at the top. where
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
really liked the soffit added. See, the soffit made the ceilings look higher than they really are, which is pretty crazy. And when I first did this room, I bought acoustic panels for the ceiling, and I was gonna do acoustic panels all the way throughout the ceiling. And what it did was it got rid of that gap from the soffit to the ceiling, and just kind of made the ceiling feel a lot smaller or a lot shorter than
Right.
it was. So I was like, you know what, I will compromise a little bit on acoustics and go for aesthetics. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what, honestly, that is literally it's more inviting, right? If it's more aesthetically pleasing, it's more inviting, right?
exactly. And I had a room that was, not aesthetically pleasing, but it was a dark black room.
Mhm.
And I lived with that for a couple of years, and I really enjoyed it. But then it was like, okay, it was time to have something where, I can have people be like,
and
oh, wow, that's a cool
exactly.
room.
I've said that yes, you're going to get your best contrast, you're going to get the best everything when your room's totally blacked out and everything is 100% black and velvet and all that, but it's like you said, it's just not inviting.
Exactly.
It's like,
and man,
Yeah.
I gotta say that copper is, that is a cool looking speaker. Like
It's a
I don't
cool
care
sound,
who
like-
I don't care who you are. That is freaking cool. Like whoever at Klipsch thought of that should their family lineage should be set for life, because that is so simplistic, but yet so cool. It's just like people are like, oh, why didn't we think of that?
Right? It gives it a flair. And, a lot of people hate on Klipsch, but they're great speakers for what they are. And they're a good. I'm always like, when everybody asks me, I'm looking for a speaker that's like, $500-600 and I'm looking to get into home theater. I'm like, well, if you don't mind it being a little bit bright, Klipsch is always a great speaker, and you can also EQ some of that brightness out too.
You can always EQ it down.
Exactly.
On the bright
Exactly.
side, so.
What's going on, Abe?
Anyways,
Abe
all
joined
right,
us here.
man. So hey, why don't you join us back into the? We seen your white carpet.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a wonderful looking theater, man.
Yeah,
I really
appreciate it.
It's cool. And it's
Thank
better.
you, I
Now, do you
appreciate that.
have any besides the theater? Do you have any like popcorn besides the poster on the outside of your room? Do you have any little hidden treasures out there that
I don't. I did have a popcorn machine in my last room, and the problem that I ran into is once we used it, we would have to clean it, and cleaning those popcorn machines, cleaning those popcorn machines are such a pain.
There's a lot of sharp edges on those things?
I
I
need
know
to get
that.
it tomorrow,
It's like,
and
God
I'm
damn.
just pissed off thinking about it. Man.
It's right. So you know what? I just pop my popcorn in the microwave and throw away the bag when I'm done.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's the same, man.
But yeah, that's it. Everything else, I have. I collect like statues of figures and stuff, and I have those upstairs. I would love to put them in the room, but I don't really want to introduce anything in the room. I don't want to hear any more rattles, because as of right now, this door rattles about 16 hertz. So
Dude,
I don't want to
do
introduce
the
anything
little. I
loud.
do the little felt pads that the that you buy that for closing your kitchen drawers and cabinets. Little felt pads. I put those on my doors.
Smart. Yeah. When I put in this door, if you can see right here, I have it's a magnet. So when it closes, it closes, and it closes tight, and there's a magnet there and a magnet up top as well. So you have to
So it
you have
holds
to push
it
the door.
holds it in place.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never
Those
thought
clips
about
are doing that much damage.
I know, right?
So
Like, oh man.
you said you've had the storm, and you obviously have a Trent off.
Mhm.
Waveforming versus art.
I think they are both great at what they do. They are a little bit different. For my room, because I can't get the proper subs to be in the proper locations for waveforming, I would say art sounds a little bit better. But I do have a waveforming setup in here that I use a lot and I love. So they're similar, but they're different enough. So it's basically, I'm gonna say it's gonna be room dependent. If you can make waveforming work, Trinov's optimizer is amazing. If you can't make waveforming work, but you still want something more than just your average Dirac room correction, art is amazing as well. You just need to make sure you know what you're doing in art, because you can really mess it up.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. So why don't you join us back at the computer?
Sounds good. I'll see you guys.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for sharing this.
Oh
You have
yeah,
a-
this
you
is
have a beautiful
amazing.
room.
Yep.
No problem. Thank you guys.
Still getting motivated. I need to get a stage on my. Well,
Right?
I do have one, but I cover it up with the black cloth. I'm gonna have
you need
to
the stage.
take
now you need
the
to take off the
cover and show my stage that I have.
See,
I always wanted to do that, but everybody's just discouraged me about doing that. And then also just having kids that run around and play in front there.
That's true. That's true.
It is inviting
A couple
for
of
children.
spraying angle.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, I grew up going to a theater that had a stage. So, like, if you went to a Friday night showing, they'd have somebody talk before the movie would start. And there was a little stage, and it was kind of round and everything. So I was like, yeah, the stage, like, because I get a lot of people that say, well, why do you have a stage? Like, what is it for? And I'm like, it's kind of a throwback to the theaters that I used to go to when I was a kid.
Exactly.
I like it.
If you don't know what it's there for, You don't even worry about it. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no, for sure. Because yeah, that is old school right there.
Exactly. All right, guys. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Man, I like this.
Oh
theater.
yeah, that's cool as shit, man. It's like, yeah, I would be like, oh, I want the subwoofer footstool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did a really good job on that.
Sometimes you need really good gear to be able to review some of this stuff, right?
Yep.
No, for sure. You don't want anyone assuming that your gear's not up to par, right? To be able to give a review, right? So I mean,
Compare-
Regardless of
Well-
the assumption, you just want
well-
good gear to be
well,
able
there's
to
two
review
ways
stuff.
there's two ways to look at that, right? Like if you have the lowest, most entry level stuff, right? And you're sent, like if you have a $30,000 car, right? And you're sent a $200,000 car. If there's not an amazing difference, that's a legitimate review. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, oh shit, this is what you get for this. Like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. Like, okay, now I know why this costs like 20 of my cars. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, but it's just like, but I don't, for what I do, I don't need this to go get my groceries. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, it's like, okay, cool. It's like if I lived in Manhattan Island, I wouldn't even have a car. I would at best have an e-bike. You know what I mean? But it's it's all relative. But yeah, that's and if you've experienced all of that, right? Like even if you don't own it, even if you can't afford it, if you've experienced all of it, just experiencing it, like, yeah, sure, your auditory memory may not be the best from, speaker to speaker to this to that or whatever, but if you've been in a Lamborghini, you've been in a Ford Escort, you've been in a Mustang, you've been in a Corvette, you've been in a Ferrari, you'll remember the differences. You've been in a big, like if you've been in a Baja race, a dune buggy versus you've been in I'll go extreme. You've been on a jet ski versus a friggin' motorcycle. You kind of know the difference, even if you can't afford either one of them, the experience that each one of those provide, so, but yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing theater. And, I'm going to have to do the fancy, ceiling
soffit lighting. Yeah.
Soffit lighting. God damn it.
So Rob says no Blu-ray or CD player. Do you have any type of?
So, yeah, long story short, I was a massive Blu-ray collector. Literally, like, probably only a year ago, I had over like 600 Blu-rays, and I would collect steelbooks and all that stuff, which I feel bad for people collecting steelbooks now because they're crazy expensive and crazy limited, and scalpers are kind of just buying up all the steelbooks now. But when I went over to Kaleidoscape, most of my stuff was on Kaleidoscape, and what I didn't have, I ended up ripping for the Arvolution. So I just didn't need it. So I ended up selling. I had a Sony 1100 ES Blu-ray player that I was using. I ended up selling it, and I've just been using Kaleidoscape and the Arvolution, and that.
Man, I got to get you into that 3D so you can use your Arvolution for the 3D, or I use some. So one of the Arvolutions will play the frame packing, which is the best version of the 3D, but all the Blu-ray players will play the frame packing. So like the Panasonic and all that stuff. So do you like 3D? Have you ever tried it, Eric?
I was a 3D fan back in the day. I remember buying one of the Samsungs because it was 3D. But with 4K out in HDR, I rather have the quality over 3D. So
when you got the Mad VR, it's upscaling it anyway.
True.
So it's upscaling it.
Didn't you? What did you say? You had 24 terabyte?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a 24 terabyte.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, Johnny, you're gonna have to start over, watch over. We already talked about that.
What's cool?
Like, obviously, we're in the background.
I have about 600 movies on Kaleidoscape, but I don't have them all saved to my hard drive.
Damn.
Just
At
in
some
the
point,
cloud.
I want to get a bigger hard drive, but it's expensive. So
Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
it's not cheap at all for 600 movies. You're probably looking at 48 terabyte at least for that.
exactly. So
that-
I have about 175 that I watch, including some of my demo material, and then like my favorite movies that I watch over and over again, and then everything else I just download. It takes 10 minutes to download. So
Yeah.
I have two, and then for my Arvolution, I have two 22 terabytes, so 44 terabytes on my Arvolution, and that's almost full. So I might need to go over to one else.
Just get yourself an expandable. Plug,
Yeah,
plug it into the.
that's true.
And so you have the 2-bay Arvolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just plug yourself an expandable drive into the back. I got like 7 of them over here. That's what I use.
Yeah.
Oh, that worked.
I,
Oh, yeah,
I love the Revolution, man. I got like what now? I got like 5 or 6 in the house.
Okay.
It's all over the damn place.
Yeah, Johnny, I use my
Ike's
Arvolution
got so
a lot.
many. He's using them as door stops.
Be like, hold on. Bonk.
Well, guys, Eric, I mean, theater is beautiful, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Amazing. Yep.
Looks amazing. Really,
And
really.
you're in
like-
Vegas?
You're in Vegas, yeah.
Oh,
So
I've
anytime
I've
you
never
guys are
been
out
to
of
Vegas. I might
hit me
come
up.
out to Vegas.
Wow, I know. Jessica's always trying to get me to go to Vegas. She's like, "Oh man, you would love Vegas. You're such a you talk to everyone." You and I've never been. That's one place I've not been.
You will
I
love it.
love New Orleans. Like,
Nolens.
yeah. Oh man,
Nolens.
I love New Orleans. That was a cool place.
No, I've been to New Orleans. A couple times.
I did the Bourbon Street thing, but I was like, okay. I went to more French Quarter or the French Street, and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, this is more my vibe.
I was so drunk and tired, I fell asleep in the Hustler Club. Like, gone.
Wow.
That's how tired I was.
That's the way
So,
to
well,
do it.
speaking of being tired, I'm pretty tired now too. So we're gonna go
Gotta
ahead.
mentally wind down. Yeah,
We're gonna go ahead and end the show. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please make sure you email us at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. And then please don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, all that good stuff to all of the channels that we got. We're streaming to Brews and Views, Easy HD Tech, Horizon Home Theater, and then also go ahead over to the AVS Forum YouTube channel and subscribe to that. You can check out everything that Eric is doing over there, along with a couple other people posted that too, right? Like Scott and other people too. So
Yeah, Scott. We also have Ryan. Ryan's a co-host of the Front Row podcast, which is awesome. So
yeah, so make sure you guys go over and check them out also.
Yeah,
But,
check out my video for the Steinway Lindorf room. from
Oh, did
Syria.
you post it?
Yeah, I did this evening.
No
so-
one's
Wow,
gonna
I
let
didn't-
me.
I
No
didn't
one's
even-
gonna let me on the front row. They always put me in the back row. Like, no, you got to go to the back, dude.
I didn't even realize that you posted that. I was too busy trying to stay awake.
That's
So-
critical.
Make sure that you go over to Easy HT Tech and check out the review of the Cedia room, Steinway Lindorf.
Ooh.
Well, we're climbing closer and closer to that 100th episode. So we'll see you guys next week.
awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Have a good one,
And
Hang on for a minute, Eric.
and drink one with your friends, man. That's what it's about.